Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video you're going to be learning how to make this trending sleeve. For this sleeve you're going to be needing your crinoline, you're going to be needing your peplum gum, you're going to be needing your ridge line boning. That is if you want to make use of that, but for this one I'm not going to be making use of that. And you're going to be needing your satin fabric. First is to fold your fabric into 4, and then you might be needing your sleeve block. Although I'm not going to be making use of that, I want to draft this with my free hand, but I'm going to show you what to do in case you are making use of a sleeve block. So I'm just going to go ahead and mark out a starting line, and from the starting line I'm going to go down by 4 inches. This 4 inches is actually because I want this sleeve to be a puffy sleeve. And then from the center front you're going to have to mark out 6 inches inward from the center front. And once you are done with that, if you are going to make use of a sleeve block, this is exactly when to bring it in. And then you're going to put it on the 4 inches line that you came down from the starting line. Okay, and then also go ahead and mark out your length of sleeve. Now I've marked out the length of my sleeve. You can see I made use of 14 inches. I would advise you even make use of 16 inches. Okay, I've put my sleeve aside because I'm not going to be making use of that sleeve block. I want to make use of freehand. So from this 4 inches mark I went down by 4 again, and that is going to be my cap height. And from this cap height I'm going to go ahead and mark out my armhole curve. Okay, so I've measured it and already I have what I needed, which is 9.5 inches. I'm going to go down to the hem of this sleeve and divide my elbow circumference by 4, mark it out plus 1 inch for my sewing allowance. And I'm just going to make use of my straight ruler and then connect all this line. Now remember that we came in by 6 inches from the center front. This is actually for us to be able to pleat our sleeve. Okay, so I'm going to extend my armhole to that end. All right, and then go ahead and rule my hem over to the center front, and then go ahead and cut out my sleeve. You guys, can you see what I'm doing? I'm going to cut out this sleeve, and after I cut it out I'm going to move over to shape out the hem of the sleeve. Remember that the hem of this sleeve is very curvy. If you take note of the picture I just showed you right now. So what I'm going to do is to, from the hem of this sleeve, you can also do this from the upper part of your sleeve, but from the hem of my sleeve I'm going to go up by 9 inches, and this 9 inches I'm going to use my curve ruler and connect it to the side of my sleeve. So you guys, can you see what I'm doing? So just quickly connect it to the side of your sleeve, and then you cut out whatever you have right there. Okay, so this cutout is not needed anymore. I'm going to put that aside, and then we have our 2 sleeve. That is one for the actual fabric and one for the lining, because remember I folded into 4, and for me to fold into 4 shows that I'm cutting out both the lining and the actual piece with my satin. All right, so I've cut it out. Now is for us to make use of our peplum stay, your gum stay, or your paper gum, whichever you need, whichever you want to use. But for this tutorial I made use of my gum stay, and because it's light I'm going to fuse it into my lining and my actual fabric. If you are making use of peplum stay, you can fuse it into only your actual fabric. I'm going to bring in my ridge line, my crinoline, and I'm going to go ahead and sew it into the hem of my sleeve. So I'm going to place my lining on top of the actual fabric and then place my crinoline on top and then stitch it using 1/2 inch. Now for my crinoline to lay flat on my sleeve, I'm going to sew in this hemming tape on top. Okay, you might not see it because my table is white. I've already sew it in and then top stitch this crinoline into my lining. Okay, so after I top stitch, I'm going to go ahead and sew like this. But before I sew it, to make it easier for me, I'm going to go over and iron this. Okay, now this ironing can be very tricky. It might kind of be folding when you're ironing. If you want to get it correctly, make sure that you follow the shape of the hem of your sleeve while you iron. Okay, make sure that you place your sleeve the way the shape is, and you just iron it gradually. So you see, after that I went ahead to stitch the side of my sleeve. Now I'm not going to stitch the side of this sleeve the normal way we do. Can you see the way I stitched it? I make sure the actual fabric and the actual fabric should be going together, and the lining piece and the other lining piece should go together, and you're going to go ahead and stitch. Okay, so this is what we have after we did all of this, and you can see that our sleeve is gradually coming out very beautiful. Okay, so guys, once you're done with this, next step is for you to go over to the upper part of your sleeve, and you're going to have to measure out your round armhole, which is for me 9.5 inches, and you're going to place a notch. This is exactly where you should sew into your armhole. Okay, and then the remaining part, which is in excess, you're going to have to pleat it like this. So you guys, this is how this sleeve should be made. I hope you guys found this helpful. I don't have a body form, so that's why I created this sample sleeve and then fixed it into it for you guys to see. Please share this video to get more people to see it, and you guys, I will see you in my next one. Bye.